Segment 1, corn popes and cauliflower queens. This week kicked off with vegetables getting more political than your uncle on Facebook. Yes, it was time again for the Lambeth Country Show in London, where the vegetable sculpture contest made the Met Gala look like a PTA meeting. Headlining this year's produce parade, Cornclave, featuring corncob cardinals choosing a new veggie pope. Collie Parton doing her best root-tootin' rendition of Nine to Chive, and, you guessed it, Donald Trump immortalized as a bloated butternut squash. I know what you're thinking. That explains the orge. You gotta respect the British. While Americans are gluing cheese to protest art, they're glue-gutting googly eyes on legumes and calling it democracy. And nothing says satire like expressing our political angst through the noble medium of garden fresh produce. Somewhere in a Whole Foods, a turnip is preparing its rebuttal. Segment 2, pencil envy. Meanwhile, in Minneapolis, a local couple decided their downed tree shouldn't go to waste. It should become a 20-foot-tall wooden pencil, which is either charming community bonding or the early stages of a lumber cult. Either way, they held a ceremonial sharpening of the pencil this week. That's right, a ceremonial sharpening. This is how you know we've entered late-stage Americana. We used to build statues to heroes. Now we gather around to honor deforestation turned stationary. Segment 3, whales blowing bubbles and our minds. In aquatic oddity news, humpback whales were spotted blowing perfect bubble rings while interacting with humans. It's like Cirque du Soleil, but wetter and less French. Scientists are scratching their heads while whales are probably like, y'all just figuring this out? We've had underwater raves since Pangea. We've long suspected whales are smart, but blowing bubbles for fun, that's some next level whimsy. Meanwhile, I still can't fold a fitted sheet. Segment 4, airport food crisis. June 7th got weirder when a food delivery driver showed up on the runway near a grounded aircraft to deliver a meal. Airport security was like, hey, should we worry about terrorists? Nah, DoorDash just breached the tarmac. The driver was let go. The guard, fired. It's the first time a sandwich has cost someone their career since Jared. Segment 5, Ed the Zebra's Great Escape. Down in Tennessee, a zebra named Ed escaped and caused such a stir he had to be airlifted out by helicopter. Just imagine the 911 call. Dispatch, there's a striped horse on my trampoline. This is what happens when you treat your petting zoo like a Pokemon collection. At some point, someone says, I could handle a zebra, and then you're chasing it down Main Street with a drone. Segment 6, tantrums in Terminal B. At Milan's airport, a Chinese woman went full toddler after being told her carry-on was too heavy. She rolled, she screamed, she thrashed, she did everything short of throwing Cheerios and demanding Paw Patrol. I've judged her more, but deep down, we've all been one overhead bin away from doing the same thing. Just, with dignity. Or at least pants. Segment 7, parade or protest. Why not both? Washington, D.C. celebrated World Pride and the Army's 250th birthday on the same weekend, which already sounds like a Mad Lib. But it gets weirder. At the same time, protests erupt in California and Texas over Trump's ICE raids. Then Trump dropped 700 Marines into L.A. like it was the season finale of Homeland. It's not every day you see a drag queen in glitter heels marching past a take. That's either freedom or the weirdest season of RuPaul's Drag Race ever. Segment 8, PB&J Justice. Court Zoom calls have gifted us many memes, but June 9th gave us a true gem. A woman making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich during her hearing. The judge had to stop and say, please put down your sandwich materials and dress appropriately. It's the 2025 version of showing up to traffic court in a robe and curlers. But now it's streamed, recorded, and immortalized in GIFs forever. Segment 9, ICE, Ice Baby. And Marines? Trump's decision to deploy troops to California without the governor's request escalated faster than a Facebook argument about oat milk. Stephen Miller called the protest an insurrection. Trump threatened to arrest Newsom, somewhere the Constitution is at a bar crying into its whiskey. Meanwhile, someone posted a Craigslist ad asking for parade seat fillers because nothing says historic show of dominance like begging strangers to pretend they care. Segment 10, Bison 1, Human 0. Yellowstone saw another idiot get gored by a bison. Shocker, the bison didn't appreciate a TikTok influencer in its face. Wildlife officials were like, "We've told you, the bison don't care about your likes." Segment 11, Machete Uber. Down in Florida, of course it's Florida, a man stabbed another guy with a machete, then drove him to the hospital. Like Uber, but with more felonies. It's either compassion or a really guilty conscience. Either way, it's one hell of a Yelp review. Segment 12, snake oil gets literal. In the Philippines, a self-proclaimed healer is using pit vipers to treat people. Because apparently, when the wellness industry runs out of essential oils, it just goes straight to venom. Doctors are like, please, don't let snakes bite you. Unless your goal is to get on weird news. Segment 13, Transformers, but nerdier. Caltech unveiled a morphine drone that turns into a ground vehicle. It's like Optimus Prime, but instead of saving the world, it delivers burritos and Wi-Fi. Segment 14, Big Planet, Tiny Star. Scientists found a Jupiter-sized planet orbiting a dwarf star, which is like discovering a bear living on a hamster wheel. It doesn't make sense, but it's real. Segment 15, Robodogs and Love Bites. Texas malls are now patrolled by robot dogs. It's terrifying if you've seen Black Mirror, thrilling if you're a fan of Jetsons cosplay. Also, earwig females are evolving battle-ready pincers because apparently nature watched too many Fast and Furious movies. Segment 16, Mule crime and raccoon assault. Kentucky's criminal MVP, Jonathan Mason, outdid himself again. First, he fled police on a mule. Then he released a raccoon into a business where it bit someone. The only thing missing is a parrot yelling legal advice. Segment 17, fake flight attendant. A man flew for 6 years pretending to be a flight attendant. 6 years. The TSA is out here confiscating baby formula while this guy's racking up sky miles and drag. Segment 18, kid sues parents and wins. In England, a teen sued his parents for tricking him into going to boarding school in Ghana. He won. That's right, he sued for false advertising and got a legal W. Kids, take note. Next time your parents say, "We're just going to grandma's," ask to see a passport. Segment 19, ghosts, UFOs, and Sasquatch specials. We had ghost sightings in real estate photos, UFOs over Taiwan, and a weed dispensary in Michigan offering a free joint to anyone who captures Bigfoot. Meanwhile, a 5th grade class in Washington passed legislation to protect Sasquatch, and somewhere a guy in a gorilla suit is wondering if this counts as a union gig. Segment 20, chair collapse, fine dining fines, and the fartpreneur. A tourist shattered a crystal Van Gogh chair by sitting on it. In fairness, if it looks like a chair and walks like a chair, maybe don't make it out of $50,000 Swarovski. In France, one restaurant started fining customers for etiquette errors. Somewhere, Marie Antoinette is giggling over cake. And in Australia, a man is making $24K a year selling fart videos. This is either the decline of civilization or the peak of capitalism. Either way, I'm quitting this job to bottle farts. Segment 21, dog saves monk from bear. In Japan, an abandoned dog saved a monk from a bear attack. This is either divine intervention or the best Pixar short ever. Move over, Air Bud. We got Dharma Dog. Segment 22. Black iceberg cometh in Canada. A black iceberg appeared. Not metaphorical, literally black. It's like the goth cousin of the Titanic's nemesis. Scientists say sediment caused it. Internet says aliens. I say, cool. Where's the sequel? Segment 23. No kings, no thanks. June 14 saw 2,000 plus No Kings protests nationwide, landing squarely on Trump's birthday and the Army's anniversary parade. Nothing says democracy like telling a man on a throne, "We're good, thanks." Conclusion. The weirdness of this week wasn't random. It was deeply revealing. We saw humanity's best, weirdest, most deranged impulses on full display. From bubble-blowing whales to Bigfoot-verified blunt promotions, one thing's clear: reality isn't just stranger than fiction, it's a full-on fever dream with plot holes. See you next week for more nonsense, neurosis, and news you couldn't make up if you